Hey, welcome to the channel. I haven't been on here for a couple weeks, and I'm trying out a couple new things today. Right now I'm using my new handheld gimbal, which is kind of cool. This should look nice and buttery smooth. Anyhow, gimbals are cool. This is the DJI Osmo 2, and you just put your cell phone in it, and it works great. Look at how smooth. Woo! Look at how buttery smooth. I have butterfly in my hands. Anyhow, yeah, I want to say Merry Christmas to everybody real quick. I hope you had good holiday, and Happy New Year. It's almost 2019. Can you believe it? So anyhow, I want to do another drone giveaway, and the one I'm giving away this time is it's an old school hover ship. Zool, Z-U-U-L is what it's called, and this is one of the many items I got from that guy that basically gave me most of his FPV gear. So this is just something that was not even quite ready to fly. It was kind of built, but all the components on it are really old, and I was like, you know what, let's just update the firmware on it and see what happens. So I had to throw some motors in it, I had to put a new camera in it, but I was able to update the flight controller. It has an F3 flight controller. I was able to update it to the nightly build of Betaflight 4, which I'm running on my smooth operator, by the way, and it works fine. It works really good. And then I was able to update the firmware on the ESCs too. So there's a lot of debate right now whether or not all this new hardware is even worth getting, because I think as a whole, we've got to a point where the development of software is happening faster than the development of hardware. It's mainly the software that runs on our flight controllers that affects the performance the most. So Betaflight has been developing so fast now with all this new dynamic filtering and such. That's what's making our quads fly really, really nice. And obviously the software and the firmware, I should say, on the ESCs helps a lot too. You do want to have very responsive ESCs. But Kebab FPV, he just put out a video the other day where he put an old Naze 32 in one of his quads and put the latest Betaflight on it just to see what would happen. And it flew great. He was like, this thing flies just as well, if not better, than most of my other quads. And so anyhow, I've been kind of saying this for months now. I'm giving these things away. As long as you have current firmware on it, it's probably going to fly just fine. And anyhow, that's the case with this Zool. And let me go ahead and show you it right now. Let's see here. Let's flip the camera around. So here it is. It's not going to come, by the way, it's not going to come with this GoPro, obviously. I'm not giving my GoPro away. But here it is. I have to say, this frame is not nice at all. I look at it, it's probably a good 5 years old, the design of this frame and everything. It's just not, it's not a well thought out frame. I mean, look at this thing. Basically the battery goes in the very back. So already the center of gravity is way off. So I guess they're expecting you to have a GoPro or some kind of a camera on the front, which I do to kind of balance it out. But the arms are super thin. They're sandwiched in between these two very thin plates. The body plates there, and I don't know, man. It's just not a good frame. I mean, I'm sure it'll fly fine, but I don't think it's going to hold up well in a crash. So I do have spare arms for it though. So whoever gets this, I'm sending you some spare parts, some spare arms. Excuse me. It's super windy and cold out here this morning. I say super cold. It's probably almost 60, and you guys are probably all laughing at me like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's Southern California and it's 60, and we're like, oh my God, it's so cold. Anyhow, so this frame is what I'm giving away. And You know, worst case scenario, I would say just fly it as it is. If you don't have any other frames, I mean, it's gonna fly fine, but you're gonna crash eventually and you're gonna not be able to fly it because it's gonna break. Just, you can do a transplant, you know what I mean? Just take all the electronics and put them into a nice new frame. You can get a really nice frame for like, probably like 20, 30, maybe 40 bucks, and you can get a nice modern kind of a, you know, well thought out frame. But anyhow, this is the Zool, and it's in good shape, but it's just, I don't know, man, it kind of makes me laugh. But you know, there's guys that they don't have anything that want to get into this hobby, and you know, this thing, it'll fly just fine. So let's just give it away. There's no sense in keeping this kind of stuff. I mean, unless I was going to open up some kind of a, you know, FPV museum or something, this might this might be a nice piece on the wall. But other than that, like, I don't need it. I don't want it. I want somebody else to enjoy it. So yeah, so unlike my other contest giveaways I've been doing, this one actually is going to be ready to fly. You just need a controller. You're going to need to just bind it up and it'll work. I'm just trying to think if there's anything that you want to replace on it. If it seems like there's a little bit of latency in the responsiveness, replace the receiver, because this is an old PPM receiver from FR Sky. So if you replace that, that's going to probably feel a little better, less latency. And then if you really wanted to, you could replace the ESCs as well, because these do not run D-Shot. I believe it's running one shot 125 or something like that. So there again, that's kind of going to cause a little bit of latency. But we're talking about, I mean, if you got a noob that's going to fly this thing, they're not going to know the difference anyway. We're talking about like maybe, you know, a quarter of a second latency, which you know, if that, and nobody's going to really notice. Anyhow, so what I'm going to do is, I haven't even flown this thing yet. I think I got it all ready to go, and I'm going to do a test flight right now. So yeah, I think we're just going to have to do this. But anyhow, for the contest, I'm going to try to announce the winner maybe in a couple days. And here, I guess I can stop showing this drone already. You've seen enough of it. I'll set this down. But I'm going to try to announce the contest winner as soon as possible. You know, I just want to get this thing going, and maybe New Year's Day I can announce it. Well, that's like 2 days away. It just depends on how many people comment on my video. In a couple days I'll announce the winner, but what I want you to do is just go in to the comment section and just type, you know, that you want this thing, that you're entering to win. And of course you have to be subscribed on the channel. That's always a good thing. So subscribe and comment saying that you actually want this thing. Maybe you've got a buddy that wants it, and I'm gonna go through and just pick somebody. Okay, so all right, well, that's about it for this video, I guess. Unless somebody wants to, nah, I'm not gonna wait, but I want to fly this thing right now. I just thought if there's a way I could show you, we could, but that's no big deal. All right, unless you want to hold the camera, Jeff.
I'll hold the camera.
Okay, I've got some friends here. Somebody here Jeff, that's gonna hold the camera. I'm gonna go ahead and give this thing a test flight. Why not? All right, so you can just hold that. And then that's just kind of, it kind of goes with your hand, but it keeps it nice and smooth.
Oh, that's really cool.
So I'll go ahead and set up the
Holy moly, that's fabulous.
The trip.
What is that called?
The gimbal.
I mean, it's just the generic term. It's just a gimbal.
That's
It's a camera gimbal that holds it all steady. But that one's from DJI.
That's really nice. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a trip. I'm trying to figure out how to.
It's always flat. That's what's so
Yeah.
great about it. It's always straight.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's the whole deal.
Am I letting her go or not letting her go?
I'm gonna fly in just a minute here, so it's up to you.
Yeah, I don't have much say in it. Really. Never mind. She'll pull my arm off.
Yeah.
Okay, Brooklyn. You ready for your flight? Your first flight of the day. You ready?
First, I'm just gonna do a test hub before I even try to.
That one Christmas?
I haven't even flown it yet. What do you think, Jeff?
Yes.
Think it'll fly?
Yes.
What about you?
Oh, I'm going yes.
Yes? Okay. What about you, Brooklyn?
Yes.
She's hoping it flies. This dog here, by the way, is Brooklyn, and she always comes and she chases the drones. So it's a good exercise for her, but it's good practice for us to not, to not hit the dog. So.
Looks like a 1976 Cadillac.
Basically, yeah. Are you ready?
You're on.
This could go very poorly, so just a heads up. Yeah, pretty bad. Honestly, I don't even know what just happened. It just crashed and then it flipped over. So already I'm not gonna fly it. I don't know. I think it must be a bad ESC setting or something. I updated the firmware on them, but I don't know if I've got the right settings in them. So yeah, I'm not gonna fly it. Okay, well, don't be discouraged. This thing will fly, and you will want to fly it. So as far as the contest goes, don't worry, it's gonna fly before you get it. I just need to go into the settings and fix stuff, but I'm not gonna do that right now for the sake of this live video. But anyhow, I guess that's it. I'm gonna call it enter to win. Don't worry, it will fly. All right, Brooklyn, I'll have to bust out another one for you. All right.
Yep.
Okay, guys, well, I'm signing off. It looks like we got somebody in here, but I'm going to sign off. This video is already getting a little long. But enter to win. We're giving this thing away. And again, just comment, say that you want it, say that you need it, say that you got a buddy that wants it. And I'm going to pick somebody from the comments in a couple days. And that's it, guys. Happy New Year. And let's all make a resolution for 2019 to maybe to fly our quads a little more, maybe to get rid of our old gear a little more, maybe to give our gear away to a buddy a little more, and share the love. Spread the hobby. The only way it's gonna grow is if we're sharing it. All right, guys. Happy New Year. See you next year. All right. Good luck in the contest. Take it easy. All right, bye.